Do not allow your egos to convince you that calling on those in the spiritual realms is a pointless waste of time and effort. November 21, 2015. We are all one. This is the message that needs to be hammered home, again and again, because you keep forgetting this as your bodies almost constantly draw your awareness to their endless individual needs and demand your undivided attention. They are only vehicles that you chose to inhabit temporarily while undergoing an Earth experience. They do require some attention because they have needs, but they have seemingly convinced you that unless you attend to them in every moment, checking in with them incessantly to see how they feel, that they will become very sick and break down. They have even convinced some of you that you are bodies. I assure you that you are not. You have bodies to enable you to follow the life paths you chose before incarnating, and they provide you with the physical means to follow that path. But your main purpose on Earth is to evolve spiritually. You always have been and always will be spiritual beings, and you are on Earth to raise the vibratory levels of your bodies to enable them to align with spirit. When you achieve the same, you will be able to move around in either the physical or non-physical realms with or without your bodily forms. You will be able to assume or dismiss your human form at will, to suit the occasion. On Earth or in some other physical environment, it may suit you to wear your bodies as you enjoy the company of others, enjoy food, enjoy physical activities, or just smell the roses, while you activate an experience of individuality. In the spiritual realms you will be able to merge totally with other beings in many varied creative and completely harmonious cooperative ventures. For example, making music as a choir or as an orchestra. The possibilities that will open up for you as you evolve and continue to raise the energy field frequencies of your physical forms to resonate with ever higher levels of spiritual awareness are endless, infinite, and always joy-filled. What lies ahead for you, when you awaken from the illusory dream that has brought you so much disappointment, pain, and suffering, is breathtaking in the prospects for creative and stimulating adventures that it will offer you. God's divine and eternal creation is your home. It is where you belong, it is where you are always present in infinite happiness and contentment. You have momentarily lost your awareness of that wondrous state, as you play within the boundaries delineated by the limits and restrictions which the illusion imposes upon you. But when you awaken, all boundaries and restrictions will be gone. There never were any, they are but figments of your collective imagination, and many on Earth now are in the process of dissolving those unreal barriers to your ever-present awareness of infinite joy. The lives you are presently leading as humans on Earth are very important. Every single human on Earth at any time in Earth's history is there by their own choice in which they have been guided by the wisdom of their spiritual mentors. As I have told you so often, as have many others, you are never alone. To be alone is impossible because all are one with God. Your human life is a marvelous learning opportunity, not lightly entered into, during which at all times you have access to your spiritual guides and mentors, beings who love you dearly and have been watching over you throughout your human existence. Do not hesitate to call on them at any time because they are always available and ready to respond instantly to your calls. As the awakening process that humanity is undergoing continues to intensify, there will be periods when you feel lost, anxious, even threatened, so when that happens, call for assistance immediately. Do not judge such feelings as signs of weakness that you need to deal with unaided, by yourselves alone. By yourselves alone you can do nothing, as the Bible has told you, but with God all things are possible. That is the truth because you are one with God, you are never alone, therefore to do something alone is impossible. However, you can refuse to acknowledge the presence of those in the spiritual realms who are with you constantly to assist you, and seemingly go it alone as you rely on your loud and vociferous egos to guide you. But they are all driven by fear, always. Is not all the advertising material offered by the media constantly drawing your attention to the dire consequences to be expected if you do not follow the guidance and advice that their so-called experts would have you believe is essential for your well-being? You know that their sole motives are to persuade you to buy stuff so that they can make a profit. But, being inundated by the fear-driven agendas of the media, it is very easy for you to get drawn more deeply into the illusion, where it is very difficult for you to quieten your minds and your egos, and listen to the spiritual guidance that is always available. Therefore, please, set aside time daily to go within to your holy sanctuary where the light of God's love burns perpetually. Just sit quietly and allow the racing thoughts flowing through your mind to fall away by simply not engaging with them. It does take practice and persistence on your part, but I assure you that you will find it as well worth the effort. When you persist, it strengthens your intent to hear the voice for God, which is always with you, and it is your persistent intent to hear that will quieten and subdue your ego sufficiently for you to hear. Those of you who read and resonate with any of the many uplifting and inspiring channeled messages that are published on the World Wide Web, are doing the tasks you incarnated to do, because by reading these messages you strengthen your own resolve to be loving at all times. However, if for some reason you fall away from and neglect your spiritual practices, you do tend to get dragged down into the fear and anxiety that is endemic within the illusion, and you become far less effective in spreading the love that you are on earth to share and extend. Feelings or waves of fear and anxiety, when acknowledged instead of being denied and buried under an egoic bravura, can serve as reminders that you need to seek assistance from your guides. Their assistance will help clear the clogged lines of communication between you and your mentors in the spiritual realms. Do not allow your egos to convince you that calling on those in the spiritual realms is a pointless waste of time and effort because they never hear you or answer you. You are always heard, and you are always answered. Go within and make your holy personal space a refuge, in which you can listen to your guides and be mightily refreshed and invigorated by their loving energy fields which will meld with yours. Then you will find that you do have the strength, the energy, and the motivation to demonstrate love in action once more, as you help to bring humanity's awakening process to its glorious conclusion. Your loving brother, Jesus. Channeled by John Smallman. johnsmallman2.wordpress.com